25th of April, Rabbi Levitt, Pele Yoetz.
Who's this?
This is the rabbi.
Ah,
Hello.
Hello,
oh,
Rabbi, welcome.
well,
Okay.
good morning,
Baruch Hashem.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning, Lou. Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning. Good morning.
I was on the line with Rabbi Chio trying to see if he could get into the meeting.
Mhm.
He's not here.
Not here yet. Okay. Yeah, because I think his wife was not available, but he called me personally. So we spoke to somebody there in the house that maybe they could do something. Okay, in any case, so let's see. Pele Yoetz. Wow. Pele Yoetz. You know, this was not the only sefer that the Pele Yoetz wrote, by the way. The Pele Yoetz also wrote a sefer on halacha. I mean, many sforim we know that he wrote. He wrote a sefer on Shulchan Aruch.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so I was just learning some things from him this morning. Okay, so we are up to, where are we up to? Chaim, is that where we're up to?
Zanus, according to my notes.
Which page?
267.
267.
267? No. Chaim. Yes, Chaim. I've got notes in the margin for the one before that, which is friendship.
We did that, Chavrusa, yeah.
What page are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Mike.
308.
308? Really? All the way over here?
Friendship. Just time. Yeah, life.
Okay. We'll go from Chaim to Chaim.
Life.
So, since Roy was the one who pointed out to us, so let's hear from Roy first, please.
Chaim, life. Our sages, Talmud 32a, said, a person who wants to live should kill himself. There are two aspects to this. One is that he should not conduct himself as a person who is pampered and accustomed to pleasures, who eats to his full and who dresses in fancy clothing. This is because if there comes a time when he finds himself in financial distress and incapable of providing for his standard fare, it will be as if his life is not worth living and he's destined to become debauched, to steal, to rob. Everything which you can do wrong, he will. He will conduct business without integrity, for his habituated venue has become obligatory. And, quote, a man will act immorally for the sake of the loaf of bread, unquote. That's Mishlei 28:21. This is not so for a person who kills and trains himself not to be finicky about anything. All things are the same to him, whether they be less or more. He will live a life of pleasantness, of good and long years, and he will not need to be a, quote, broken man.
Okay, wow. Let's see. We have this. This is a statement in Talmud 32a. A person who wants to live should kill himself. Well, maybe I'd like to look up this to see what it says over there. In some of the, obviously, we're going to have different commentators are going to comment on what this is referring to. The Pele Yoetz has explained us what he understands it to refer to. We just have to get a Gemara in Tamid. Does people know where the Maseches Tamid is located?
This is Talmud 32a, but
Yes.
but where it is in your place, I don't know.
Oh, 32. Is it 32 or 22?
32.
32. Oh, so I have to. Yeah. So Tamid is one of the very small Masechtas, which is it's one of the very small Masechtas. It's next to Maseches Midos, which is also a small Masechta. The large Masechta, which it's close to, we have it in Mishnayos. It's Tamid is after Maseches Kinim, about the birds. This is in so this would be in Shas. Oh, we're getting a lesson over here about where we could find Maseches Tamid. That's okay. A good thing to know. I believe it's in Seder Kodim. Right. So in other words, if you have an art scroll, so it will be in towards the end of your art scroll, because Seder Kochim is after Kochim is after Seder Nezikin, so it'll be after it would be after Avodah Zarah. After Avodah Zarah, Adius and Horios, and then you've got Zvachim and Menachos, and then after Zvachim and Menachos, you have Chulin, Erechin, and then you've got Tamid, and then you've got Midos. So it's going to be, that's where it's going to be. And I don't know if it necessarily says it on the outside binding of your Gemara.
It does.
That's what I don't know. It does say it? Oh, so you got it. Okay, great.
It says Tamid.
Okay.
So I have to find the page here.
Okay, so we're 32A, which is looks to be the pretty much towards the end. Okay, got a long page over here. Page of Gemara. Oh, person who wants to live. Misha wrote Lichiot. Misha wrote Chayim. What does it say over here? Mm-hmm. Amar lehen ma ya'avid inish v'yichya. Amrulei, yamis atzmo. There we go. It's practically in the middle of the lines of Gemara, a little bit lower than the middle, maybe one or two lines. And the first word in the line is lay. Ezu Ashir Asamech Bechelko is the line that it's on, and then it says Amar Lehen Ma Ya'avid Inish V'Yichye. That's where it is. Oh, it goes together. Oh, this is similar to what we had in the Bava Kama. There's a number of questions that are being asked over here by who's the one that's asking over here? Anyway, we're not going to get into all that. Let's just be very quick over here. So that's what it says over here. Amalehen. A number of questions are being asked. Ma yavid inish v'yichya. What should a person do in order to live? Amrulei. They said to him, Yamis atzmo. He should kill himself. That's the quote that the Pele Yoetz is bringing over here. So now let's see. First, I guess what we should do is see if there's any Rashi on this. Yamis atzmo, says Rashi. Yash etz atzmo. Should make shafel, make himself lowly. Okay. In what sense? Not 100% clear what Rashi is referring to. Let's see if we can get to one of the notes that gives a little bit more explanation of what's going on over here. Yes, we have here from the Rush. The Rush says like this: what should a person do in order that he should live in Olam Hazeh? So not just Olam Haba, but also in Olam Hazeh. Amrulei Yamis Atzmo. So they said he should kill himself. What does that mean? The Rush explains: Yitrach b'kol malacha. He should assert himself and go ahead and involve himself and put himself out in all manner of work. V'yimne atzmo mitanugim, and he should withhold himself from tanugim, from earthly pleasures. V'yitzaer atzmo lilmud Torah, and he should give himself tsar in learning Torah. not that learning Torah is a tsar, I guess, but it means to, in other words, to restrict himself in his involvement in material pleasures. And in this way, he will be zocha to olam haba, and also he will be zocha to olam hazeh as well. He will be zocha to both a olam hazeh and an olam haba. This is what when they asked Reb Chaim Kanievsky Zatzal, Sar HaTorah, what should one do in order to develop an enjoyment and a tanug for Torah, for learning Torah? So he told them to try to work on minimizing his involvement in tanug of physical and material pleasures, and then he will open himself up more and make himself more naturally attuned to and open to having the tanug of involving himself in Torah. Okay, and now there's a corollary to this that the Pele Yoetz didn't bring. It says after that, it says Ma Yavid Inish V'Yamus. What should a person do in order that he should be mace, and that he shouldn't chas v'shalom have either this world or the next world? And they answered him. They answered him. Oh, this is, by the way, this is the questions that were directed to the Ziknei HaNegev. They are the elders of the Negev, of the south. This is what we have over here in the Gemara in Maseches Hamid. HaNegev answered him, Yichye es atzmo. He should give himself all matter of things that add life, such as what explains the Rush again. This is all from the Rush. The Rush, of course, is the well-known commentator and codifier, Rabbeinu Asher, in the back of a standard Shas Gemara. He codifies the Gemaras and explains the Gemaras over here that need to be explained, and here he explained over here. And he says, Yimna mi litroyak b'malacha. In other words, do the exact opposite of what we said before. Hold himself back from putting himself out through doing malacha. V'yifanek atzmo, and pamper himself. V'tanugim, with all matter of physical and material pleasures. Uv'milui ta'avoisav, and fulfill all of his desires. V'lo yasok b'Torah, and do not engage in Torah. If his goal is that he wants to have no life in this world and also in the next world, that's what he should do. Okay, so the obvious question everybody's probably wondering is, why do we need to say both of them? Obviously, we would say that if you tell me one of them, so I would do the other one. Just do the opposite. But apparently, that's not always true. So, okay. In any case, that was basically what the Pele Yoetz also told us about that Gemara. Very good. He went with the Rush himself. Okay, so now we go to page 309, and a round of applause for page 308. Hooray. And now we go to Alan to continue, please.
Behold, as such, it is good for a man, even if Hashem has granted him wealth honor, many properties, and abundant food, not to accustom his children to opulence and the delights of men, because he does not know what each day may bring. The Torah testified that once a child has grown accustomed to excessive eating and drinking, even when he becomes older, desire for it will be ingrained in him, and in the end, he will rob other people to satisfy his material desires. From Sanhedrin 72a. Therefore, the Torah in Devarim 21:18 said, when a man will have a wayward and immoral son, better he should die innocent rather than die of heinous crimes. He, we have already seen with our own eyes and heard with our own ears of several people who, due to a habit of opulence and pleasures, eventually became immoral and suffered a bitter end. Heaven save us. Even if they will not become debauched, they will live a life of pain. Often they will be hungry and not eat, because man does not live on bread alone. From Deuteronomy 3. However, the person who is accustomed to be satisfied with whatever comes his way will be satiated with bread and it will be good for him. There is a second explanation. A person who wants to live true life of the world to come, will kill himself in this world for the sake of Torah and divine service. In the same sense that our sages, when Baruch 63b explained the verse in Bamidbar 1914, a man who dies in a tent. This refers to someone who dies in the tent of Torah study. Moreover, it is written in Tehillim 44:23, because for your sake we are killed every day.
Okay, very good. So this is the continuing with this point that the best thing for a person, not only in the next world but even in this world, is to accustom himself to be satisfied with whatever comes his way, and that way he will be satisfied, and everything will be good for him. Mashen Kane, if he accustoms himself to all manner of pleasures and opulence and et cetera, it's not going to be good for that person. Okay, and now we have continue with Lou. Behold, please.
Comment 309.
Behold, from one perspective, it is appropriate that a man disdain the life of this world, the world of suffering and sighing. Even its pleasures are not good because they are vanities. Nonetheless, from the opposite perspective, one should desire life and love the days of this world more than the world to come. Behold, our sages remarked, better is 1 hour of Torah and good deeds in this world than the entire life of the world to come. This is so because it is good for us to serve our Creator and provide satisfaction before his throne of glory for even 1 hour, better than the entire life of the world to come. This cannot be achieved except in the lifetime of this world, because the days of the world to come are days in which there is no sensual desire, therefore neither merit nor demerit.
So I remember we had some time back, we had an entry that the Pele Yoetz was talking about. He was talking to people of means and wealthy people, and saying that yes, go right ahead and look at that. I just found it here on page what is this over here? Here he said on page 258, it's in the entry of, he has a long entry of Vatronos over here, monetary concessions. Somewhere here he said that also expenditures household require deliberate measure. If one has the means, he should purchase things for himself and increase the honor of his home. Let him eat, drink, and dress according to his affluence and his blessing. I believe there was he goes on about this as well. Okay, but here, when it comes to this entry of Chaim, he's encouraging a person, if he really wants to live in this world and in the next, to not do that, to not just eat, drink, and dress according to his affluence and blessing. So, you see that all of these matters have to be weighed and calculated and calibrated and worked out. It seems like he's saying opposite things in different places, but you just have to take the point what he's saying over here right now. Okay. Okay. Very good. Let's continue. Do we have anybody else? Just
Let's see.
Mayor's. Okay, so Roy is. We're back to Roy for the next round, please.
On page 310.
310. Yeah.
For this, every pious person should pray, and this should be the intent of one who desires and seeks life, not to be able to see the wedding canopy of his children, to see his children's children. These are all vanities, and if only for their sake, it would be better to be in the world of truth. Better is 1 hour of pleasantness in the world to come than this entire world. The commentators have already explained the verse in Tehillim, who is the man who desires life, loves days to see good, as meaning, who is the impoverished and despicable person who desires life merely to see good? It is the same way that we understand the verse in Shmuel, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Rather, a person should only desire life for the purpose and to provide satisfaction before his throne of glory. One who delves deeply into this will make every effort to devote his life to the service of God and will know him in all of his ways, will direct all of his actions for the sake of heaven, and will treasure the time he is alive, not to squander it, for it is more valuable than the entire life of the world to come. For this reason, also, a person has an obligation to safeguard his health and to protect himself very much, in order that he not lose any of the abundant good that he can acquire in one moment in this world. Someone who is not careful about every dangerous thing puts his life at risk and will have to give in the future an accounting for all the lost time that his negligence caused.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so that's the bottom line here. That's what he says. Rather, a person should only desire life for the purpose of serving his Creator and to provide satisfaction before his throne of glory, Kisei HaKavod. Okay. And he says, interesting, one who delves deeply into this, meaning I guess he thinks about what are the possibilities and availabilities and options at his disposal. So he will make every effort to devote his life to avodas Hashem and to know Hashem and direct all of his actions l'shem shemayim. And treasure the time that he has in this world, because that's the only time that he really has in order to do all of those things. And then, which is really more valuable than everything in Olam Haba. Only in Olam Hazeh is one able to serve Hashem. In Olam Haba, there is no serving of Hashem. So, for that reason, Olam Hazeh is really more valuable than Olam Haba. Okay.
11:22.
Okay.
So should we finish next time?
That?
It's 11:22.
We've still got time.
Yeah, that's right, we do. Right. Right.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay, Alan.
the masters of ethical improvement have already written this moral maxim. If someone were to say to a man, for how much will you sell 1 year of your life, 1 day, or even 1 hour? Surely he will show them utter contempt, even if they give him all of the silver and gold in the world. If so, how does he give away his life for nothing and squander it? His days dissipate in smoke, in laughter and levity, all in the prohibited matters, sins and transgressions such that his death would be preferred to his life. Is there any folly greater than this? The man who desires life should have pity on every moment of his life, not to waste it, even more than he has pity on his silver and gold. Always, without interruption, he should be engaged in the service of his Creator, in deed, speech, or thought.
Wow. Okay.
And the phrase in the service of his Creator, in deed, speech, and thought. There's a lot of times you read that someplace when people said it.
Oh, okay. Do we have time for the service of thoughts? Who you want to read?
Okay. The service of thought, to fear and love God. He who is respected and awesome, to cling unto him, etc., is a continuous obligation. A person can perform it constantly, whether sitting, walking, lying down, or when he gets up. When he engages in his business, directs his workers, is eating and drinking, or when he stands at a public gathering, this service will not be lacking from a good and upright man. People who straighten their paths always place God before them. This is the whole of man. A person who lacks the self-control to direct his heart to constantly think pure thoughts should choose an easier path. The voice is the voice of Yaakov. His mouth should not cease from reciting the holy texts when he sits and stands in an unsoiled place. He should recite the matters in which he is expert and knows by heart. For example, Parshat Hatamid, Parshas Shema, etc. Or commonplace Mishnayos, for example, Yehuda ben Taima, Rabbi Chanina ben Akashia, etc. He should repeat them even 1,000,000 times. Our sages commented that even if a person repeats the entire day and the sister of Lotan is Timnah, the Holy and Blessed is he, affixes for him a reward like one who studies Negaim and Ohalot. Every man is obligated only according to his ability. This is his responsibility, and there is nothing that exempts him from it, even though there is no righteous man in the world who will only do good and not sin in this matter. Nevertheless, whatever is in his power, he must attempt. He should remember the rock of his sanctity, choose the latest of all bad options, not remove God from his thinking, and a person who comes to be purified will receive divine assistance.
Okay. Very good. Yashi Koyak, a round of applause for Chaim. Very good. Okay, so Yashi Koyak to everybody, and I guess we'll continue on Lou's meeting for the next meeting as well in Bava Kama.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Okay, Yashi Koyak.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
Yeah. So whoever wants to continue, we'll continue with Bava Kama.
All right, see you in a few minutes.